Good evening, Otherworldlies. This is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. So, this content is about your exes. All of them are bad. You're like, no, they're not. Some of them are really cool. No, they're all bad. All of them. You're probably thinking, oh, some of them are really cool. It just didn't work out. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm going to tell you why all of your exes are bad, okay? I'm not saying they're all bad people. I'm saying you need to keep them all out of your life. Okay? Alright, I'm going to tell you, this little story, okay? Okay, so this was about a year or so ago, maybe about a year ago. So Zen and I were walking to the movies. We're walking up the strip. We walk by, and I see this guy that I used to be with about 10 years ago. Okay? And he looks me right in the eye as we're walking by, and I look back at him and I kind of mean mug him, like, don't even approach. All right, and I just look at him, and then I look away. And I just give him this look like, don't come over here and talk. Okay? Don't even approach. And I look away, and Zen and I just keep walking. And I gave him such a mean look that Zen didn't even notice him. That's how mean of a look I gave the guy, because the guy didn't even come over, and we kept walking. Well, last night, Zen actually ran into somebody, and I wasn't there, who he used to go out with, and he was like, ugh, when he saw her, right? So that made me tell him the story of when we were walking by and I saw someone I used to go out with. And he's like, you never told me that. I was like, yeah, I didn't, because I didn't need to, because I gave him like this look like, don't even come over here. And that's the thing. Because that's kind of like how you know you're with somebody good, when they give their ex this look like, don't even come over here. Okay, here's the thing. This is why you need to keep your exes away. Alright, because no matter who the ex is, whether you parted on good terms, well, I think you guys can tell we did not part on good terms. Alright, but I still think the guy would have tried to still come over and talk to me, to be honest. Like, I don't know whether he would try to come up and talk smack to me, or he would try to say something nice, or I don't know what he would try to do, but I still think he would still try to come up and talk to me, to be honest. But he's probably like, why do you look so much better than you did 10 years ago when I went out with you? That's probably what he was thinking. But, like, why are you aging backwards? That's probably what he was thinking. But, yeah. How come you look so much better at 53 than you did at 43? Oh my God. You'll never know. So he just like looked me right in the eye. And I mean, that's very confrontational. So I just looked at him right back. You should not let exes in your life. I mean, if you can help it. I mean, I'm sure some of you have kids. That's your child's other parent. Okay? So you kind of have to have them there. But you should have minimal contact with them. Right? If you're with somebody else. So, obviously, I don't have children with this man. So, I just gave him this look like, don't even come up. But, if you're with somebody new, you should make sure that ex is not in your life. Alright, because all they're going to do, you cannot be friends with them. You can't be nice to them. You can't let them think they can come up and talk to you. Alright, because that was like a year ago, if I run into that guy again, and I'm all by myself, he's going to be like, she gave me a mean mug. I don't think I better come up and talk to her whether her dude is with her or not. Because she gave me this look like, don't even flip and try it. You know what I'm saying? So I think, he got the message loud and clear, like, he better not even do it, But it's like, your ex, no matter who they are, whether they're cool or not, they're either going to come up and talk stuff to you, or they're going to try to get you back, or they're going to ask you for something, or they're going to try to come over, or they're going to try to do something. They're going to make some kind of trouble, okay? And most of my exes, like when I run into them, they all try to get me back. And we don't want that. Okay, so, yeah. And usually, like, exes just, they're just troublemakers, okay? So when I see exes, I'm just kind of like, you know, like that. So I have run into other exes, and yeah, they do try to get me back. They try to go to bed with me. They try to do this, that, and the other. And I just tell them no. You know, and I don't want them in my life. Okay, so that particular one, he's just like a special kind of asshole. So I, you know, gave him that dirty look to make sure that he knew. But, you know, I think, you know, Zen can rest assured that I will give somebody the message that they better not approach and that kind of thing. But the rule of thumb is you need to keep your exes out of your life, because no matter what kind of ex they are going to make trouble. All right. I'm not just talking about my exes. I'm talking about everybody's. Okay. Your ex is going to make trouble in your current relationship. I don't care who they are. They are going to make trouble in your current relationship. And there are people like, oh, I'm still friends with my ex and blah, 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 blah. Okay. That is highly abnormal. Your ex is going to make trouble in your current relationship. All right. Your partner does not like your ex. If they say they do, they're lying, okay? They feel some kind of way about your ex, all right? They are not like BFFs with your ex, okay? They feel kind of funny about that person, all right? It's a little bit weird, okay? Unless people are into poly relationships or stuff like that, and don't get me started on those, people feel really weird about people's exes. I mean, the exes are always going to make trouble, okay? If you run into one of your exes and you're still friendly with them, there's probably some funny business going on, all right? Or it's crossing your mind, okay? So I'm just keeping it real, all right? If your partner's friendly with their ex, you need to worry. I'm just being honest, okay? If your partner's friendly with their ex, tell your partner to stop being friendly with their ex and to get the ex out of their life, all right? Because it's not okay. It is really not okay, and you have every right to say, get that effing person out of your life right now. All right, it's not appropriate. So, and be a good kind of person and keep your exes out of your life, because they're just going to come unless you want them back. I don't. So, yeah, they're always going to make problems in your relationship. Okay, here's this other story. And this is like the weirdest story ever, okay? Oh my God. Okay, so I used to go out with this one guy, all right? And we went out for a while, and then, you know, we just decided, you know, just to part as friends or whatever, but we weren't like friends that hung out or anything. We just parted on good terms. Okay, so he went out with this other woman after me, and she and I actually went to the same private school before. So she decided she wanted to be friends with me, and I thought, okay, that's weird. But I mean, we did go to the same school, and it was this like exclusive school, okay? And it's this like gifted school, this gifted private school. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, she's a lot smarter than I am, okay? She worked for military intelligence, and I'm a YouTuber. So that's telling you she's a lot smarter than I am, okay? So this guy and I were teachers together. So, like, it's not like he and I are dumb, but she's a lot smarter, okay? Okay, so he and I stopped going out, and he and I moved on, obviously, and I went out with other people, and he went out with her. So she and I remained friends, okay? So we're going to jump 15 years 15 years in the future, okay? She hits me up and tells me, and this was just recently, she's like, can you please call him or hit him up on social media and tell him to give me back my stuff? And I'm like, I can't do that. She goes, why? And I go, 1, I go, I have not talked to him in 15 years. She goes, you haven't? And I said, no. She goes, why not? And I go, well, I'm really like more like your friend. She goes, yeah. And I go, do you not understand that he's my ex? I go, that's kind of how I got back in touch with you. I used to go out with him, remember? I went out with him before you went out with him. And she goes, yeah. And I go, that's why I was surprised you wanted to be friends with me, because he used to go out with me. And she goes, okay. And I'm like, all right, so I don't want to talk to him because he's my ex. And she goes, I thought you guys were cool. I go, we are cool, but he's my ex. I don't want to talk to him. She goes, look, I'm really desperate to get my stuff back. And he's kind of like not returning my calls. And I'm like, okay, here's the deal. I go, I have this policy. Okay, I'm in a relationship. I'm engaged. I don't want to talk to any of my exes. And I go, I really don't want to say, hey, remember me? I know we haven't dated in like 16 or 17 years or whatever. I'm with this new guy and everything, and I know this is weird that you're hearing from me, but can you please give so-and-so her stuff back? Sorry, And I go, so, like, don't take this personally or anything like that, but I go, I just have this policy where I don't hit any of my exes up for any reason. I don't want to talk to any of my exes. And I go, and he's an ex. I go, he's not an ex I dislike or anything like that, but he is an ex. And I go, do you understand that he and I aren't even friends on social media or anything like that? We don't follow each other anywhere. I go, it's not like I dislike him or anything like that. It's just he's somebody I don't date anymore. So it's not like I wouldn't say hi to him if we worked at the same school or something, but it's, I mean, it's not like I dislike him. It's just, he's an ex. I'm not gonna talk to him for you. I'm really, really, really sorry. And she goes, I'm sorry. He goes, it's just that he and I don't have a lot of friends in common anymore. And he did this, and the other. I go, look, I don't doubt he did this, that, and the other, because like he gets down like that. But I really hope he gives you your stuff back. And I go, but it's really disrespectful in my relationship for me to talk to an ex, and I just don't talk to exes. And I know he's playing mind games with you, and I know he does this, that, and the other. Why do you think I don't go out with him anymore? I mean, he kind of does that. And like, I totally believe you, okay? So like, don't think I don't believe you. Like, she goes, well, I've been with him for 15 years, and he does this, and he does this. I go, yeah, I know he does that stuff. I went out with him for like a year. I know he does that stuff, okay? Like, and I'm thinking, oh, I'm so glad I didn't stay with that guy, because I know he like does that stuff. And I go, he's just, I go, just leave him be. And the more you bug him, the more he's going to try to play mind games with you. And I'm thinking, for a person who is that much smarter than I am, and trust me, like, academically wise, she is a lot smarter than I am. Like, I have this guy figured out. I know he's a mind game player, like a major mind game player. I go, just wait him out. Seriously, just wait him out. I go, you know what he's going to do. You know he's just screwing with you. So just wait him out and don't say anything. Because, like, I guess she has a higher IQ, but I have a higher EQ. I go, don't say anything. Just be like, she goes, I have a major anxiety disorder. I go, no, I totally get it. I go, but the more you bug him and everything, the more power you're giving him. So just wait him out. Don't say anything. Don't try to get me or anybody to contact him and get your stuff back. Like, just act like it doesn't matter anymore. And he's going to be like, it's not going to give him power anymore. And he's going to then try to give you your stuff back. And all the power, you're going to have more leverage that way. Okay? I go, I know you want your stuff back, and I know you're freaking out and stuff like that. He's doing it on purpose to screw with you. I go, and please don't, like, please don't take it personally that I won't do this for you, but I swear if you just leave him be and don't contact him again, and you're really quiet and you don't do anything, it's going to throw him off kilter. But I said, he's an ex. I'm not going to talk to him. But this is what he likes to do. I go, seriously. I go, because I know, I've known him for a long time. And I said, I used to work with him. And I used to watch him play mind games with people. And, you know, like, he's a master mind game player. And because we used to have to do that at work with people and stuff all the time. So, you know, because we worked with a lot of bad kids and stuff like that. And so she's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah. So, so I hope she listened. She probably didn't. But because she suffers a lot of anxiety. So I think he knows exactly how to trigger her and mess with her. And they were together for a really long time. So he probably had a lot of like power over her and stuff like that. So this was a little while ago. I hope she got her stuff back. But I stood my ground. I said, I'm not talking to an ex. So I didn't contact him. I mean, I know how to get a hold of him if I have to, but no. And yeah, you know, he could be a problem, because I was in another relationship and I ran into him, and the guy I was with at the time freaked out because I ran into this dude and he got the wrong idea. So this guy is a problem ex. He will create a problem just by being around somebody, because, you know, he's kind of a troublemaker. I'm going to keep it real, but you know, obviously, right? So yeah. So I'm just kind of like, no. Even if, you know, no. So, and I didn't want to tell her that, because why make it more complicated? So I just said, no, we just have this policy where, you know, my fiance and I do not talk to exes. And there's a reason for it. So, yeah. But I think Zen was really surprised when I told him that we walked by the ex. I mean, mugged him, like, don't even approach. And I haven't run into that ex since. So maybe he may have moved to another town, or maybe he's seen me and like was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything to her, or just walked away if he saw me. So, or maybe he was like, maybe that's not her after all. Because I used to dye my hair red. So maybe he was like, maybe that's not her. Yeah. So, but I think he knows that's me. I think I'm kind of unusual looking, so he probably knew it was me. Anyway. So, hopefully that's helped. But whenever exes are in the picture, they will come around, they will make trouble. They will cause your partner to cheat, or they will make you think that they're cheating, or they will just cause problems. So, in some way, it's just inappropriate to stay in contact with them if you don't need to. All right, don't even be friends with them. And those are just two stories I can think of offhand. But I can probably come up with more stories, but I don't want to because they're way too personal. But that's it for now. I love you all, otherworldies, and keep those exes out of your life, because they're bad news. All of them are. All right? Good night.